Good morning, Codger Biker here. This is a relatively brief two-part follow-up to my Barkbusters. Okay, question number one that I had about the new Barkbuster install. Well, first of all, my first time to get out in nearly a week. Been away with the family, since which time the weather has changed. Very cold, 9 degrees indicated, but the sun is out. Yes! So, got a bit of free time. I thought it's time to get out and try out these Barkbusters. First question I had was, do they affect the buffeting of the bike? I always think the thing about buffeting is it's such a personal thing. One person won't even notice the buffeting, even though it was exactly the same. They just consider it to be motorcycle riding. Another person will find it intolerable. I have to say, since I've installed this Puig screen, even on the low setting, for me it's basically cured most of the buffeting. I'm wearing a peaked helmet, and the wind that comes past is acceptable for me, even in this weather. And I can't say that I've noticed that the Barkbusters have changed that in any way, shape or form. I'm doing between 60 and 70 miles an hour this morning so far. Come on, out you come. And seems the same as normal. What I would say is that the deflectors themselves do have two positions, so you can put them lower for experimental purposes. I shan't be bothering, it's the winter. I've got them on high. There's no wind on my hands. My heated grips are on. Even though these gloves are ventilated, I'm okay today. So from that perspective, they seem to be fine. Apparently fine is the thing that I say the most. It's fine. I can't really see or feel any difference between those and the KTM ones. The second question that I had was, do you need a spacer on both sides? The answer to that is no, you do not need a spacer on the left hand side. They go straight on, like for like swap. The right hand side, however, you need the 10mm spacer and the extended bolt. That is because the fluid reservoir pushes the lever mechanism out a little bit forward, and without that extension your brake lever, when you pulled it, would actually catch against the guard, so you wouldn't be able to brake properly. I tried them this morning. I can confirm fully that the brakes work fine, the clutch works fine, everything works as it should. I'll pull over in a while, we can have a closer look at them outdoors, and that really will be the end of the Barkbuster review. As far as I'm concerned, they're great. Let's hope they work when next I knock the bike over. Ludwig doesn't fall over very easily, that's one good thing. What a lovely road this is. You may recognise it, it's the road to Lewis Carroll's birthplace. Ah, not so lovely, look at the mud. Ah, take it easy, I don't want that all over my bike. This should be illegal really, but there you go. British farmers, they do give a shit. Put it all over the road. It's unbelievable that people are allowed to still do that. Just chuck mud all over the road. I know the farmers would say, well, it be our roads, we be living round here for 10,000 years. Fair enough, but you know, could kill somebody. A little bit of care so it doesn't all fall off. Not that difficult, is it? Anyway, lovely piece of countryside. The question I've had about my Barkbusters, are they any closer to the screen? I don't think they are. This bit does come quite close to there, but it can't go anywhere near the actual TFT. You can see I'll bash that. And you can see the way that the spacer works is that the spacer's here and the brake lever can't then touch that. No matter how hard you pull it, it will not touch the aluminium backbone on those. So without that, it would trap your front brake and stop you from putting it on properly. On this side, as you can see, there is no spacer, just the standard shape. Yeah, from the front, one's got a spacer, one hasn't. You really can't see any difference. I'm not sure I've got them adjusted perfectly straight, but they're pretty straight. They look a lot straighter than the original handguards. So yeah, I'm pretty pleased with those. So I think that's answered the questions. If you get the right ones, go to the Barkbusters site, put your bike in. It seems to be pretty accurate, or it was in my case. The second part of my vlog concerns vlogging really, and kind of the response that you get from some people. Most people, it's absolutely delightful, very encouraging. I'm really grateful and thankful to everybody who subscribed to my channel or has left me a brilliant comment. Really appreciate it. I must say, I follow many vloggers, and if I'm going to buy anything for my bike, I always check to see whether some kind soul has done a review of it, or of the bike, or of the place that I'm going. I don't think we realise how much work people do to put things on YouTube for other people to benefit from. I can assure you there is no money in it. I've not made a single cent, and I have spent many thousands of pounds like most people who do it. So the gratitude that you get is very well received. Thank you very much. Not a little moan, I do wonder about those people that leave thumbs down or spiteful comments. I don't get many. The funniest I ever had was somebody getting very angry because I'd said the word sheeps as a joke. Apparently they thought that it was grammatically incorrect. They were immediately subscribing, and I was an American FFS. Quite why it got them so worked up, I don't know, but we all have our gripes. I mean, for instance, I find that I have two gripes about most vloggers. One is the use of the word super, which has replaced very or quite or a little bit. Everything now is super. If it's normal, it's super. If it's above average, it's super super. And if it's okay, it's super super super. It kind of deflates the language by using the word super all the time. So like the weather today is okay. It's not super nice. It's 9 degrees, there's a bit of cloud, I can see some sunshine. So it's quite pleasant. It's not super pleasant. So there's my moan. The language has been inflated by the use of the word super, which has devalued all the other words. Just a thought. And my other moan is anybody who goes around putting thumbs down on anybody else's videos. I think really you should have a look at yourself. Generally, I'm guessing you're people who've never made a video in your life, possibly never done anything for anybody else. You just go around in your entitled way putting thumbs down on things. Well, that's fine if you enjoy that, but just remember, you might switch somebody off from vlogging who might then not put up a piece of information that you need later on, because we've all got used to getting everything in terms of information for free. Type in anything on YouTube and you can find usually 1 or 2 reviews on that product, and it's good sometimes to have 4 or 5 to look at. Well, you might get somebody who decides they're not doing any more reviews because of your thumbs down. So don't thumbs down people. If you don't like something, just go elsewhere. You don't have to watch it. Concentrate as the highway maintenance pulls out in front of me. Oh, I do love that. It's worth stopping just so you can accelerate away again. So they're my little moans on motovlogging. Generally it's been a great experience. I am broke at the moment. I just had to put 4 new tyres on She Who Must Be Obeyed's car, and I always buy the best tyres. Never ever ever skimp on tyres. So this month, poor Ludwig is going to have to make do with what he's got, I'm afraid, and then there's Christmas. So in terms of product reviews or improvements in inverted commas to Ludwig, there might be a little bit of a hiatus till after Christmas. But I will keep riding. I'm going to ride 2 or 3 times a week unless it's snowing. So there could be other vlogs, and there's always little things to try out. But in terms of the more expensive items, I've spent it all on tyres. You've got to look after your loved ones. Oh, the other thing, yeah, the other thing that I've noticed with vlogging is if you want to be a motor vlogger, apart from using the word super, you also need to do what I call low speak, which is where you start very high and then work down to a lower key, lower register, and possibly slow down, as though the beginning of the sentence is so enthusiastic that you've got to, the listener will have to stay with it till the end, and then you slow down to draw it out. So for instance I might say, well, here I am behind this van in front of me and it's going dreadfully slow. Oh, look at the sunshine, it's shining in the sky and we are now down to 9 degrees Celsius. That being said, another favourite expression of the YouTuber, it's far better than the up speakers. Upspeak seems to be everywhere in everyday life, though less prevalent on YouTube. You know what I mean, whereby the rising inflection where every sentence sounds like a question. So for instance I might say I'm riding down this road, and with your up speaker goes, I'm riding down this road, as though it were somehow a question. I've never quite understood that one. That's very common, as is the use of sentences which begin with so. Any scientist on any radio program will start with the word so. You go to the, do you think it will rain tomorrow? So it was raining yesterday in Addis Ababa, and the likelihood is that the air pressure system, through a chaotic movement, may well induce precipitation tomorrow. Thank you for the answer. Do you think it will rain in the following weeks? So I'm starting to sound like the bloke with the sheeps now, aren't I? Oh, it's so good to be out on Ludwig. Oh, look at that. That is interesting. Looks like an antenna on an old truck. I don't know if there are any radio amateurs out there, but to me that looks like an amateur radio installation. Some sort of antenna on the top. Maybe the coax going down to that tree and then into that house. Okay, I'm going to ride some more. I won't moan any more about vlogging. Don't know when I'll be on again, but when I do, I will catch you then. Okay boomers, Codger Biker is out. Bye. Let's see what's down here.